We'll be studying the Gospel by Swami Nikhilananda ji. The main full Gospel is page number from 243 to 44 to 45, these pages. Now let us begin with the Pranam Mantra. Niranjanam Nityam Anantarupam Bhaktanukampa Dhrita Vigraham Vai Ishavattaram Parameshamidyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namamaha. In our last class, we have already discussed on the wonderful, excellent topic, Maya. And it's so difficult to explain the Maya, though Maya is the main cause of all our bondages. We cannot make progress in spiritual life. Why? Because of Maya. And what is Maya? We cannot define. So this is the very peculiar condition. We cannot define, but we can feel. And that's why we have to depend on the greatest Advaitin, that is Shankaracharya, and his way of explanation. Then afterwards, the great, another very modern Advaitin, Swami Vivekananda. So this is the concept of Maya. One cannot see God unless Maya steps aside. That is the statement of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, and we have read it in page number 243. One cannot see God unless Maya steps aside. So that is very, very important for each and every aspirant. Those who really want to see God, realize God, develop spiritual life. Now in the spiritual life, most of us, we think a little bit of moral life, little bit of goodness, social life, that is sufficient. No, it is totally different. A complete conception about the goal and total dedication to reach to that goal, that is called the spiritual life. And to reach over there, and that's why it says, the millions, and among the millions and millions of people, only a very handful, they are genuinely interested to realize God. And among those who are trying to realize this, that microscopic, that number, even then among those, one or two may be successful. Why? Because of Maya. What is this Maya? This is a very peculiar notion. It is binding us with something which is not existing. It is holding us back with something which is not existing. So just like a miracle, only this much if one can understand. But to understand that, again and again we have to study. We have to go to the holy people like Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, Jesus, Buddha, and great soul. Why to them? Because they have overcome that. They are successful people. They could stop the Maya. They could push aside the Maya. They could remove the Maya. And that is why the Shankaracharya gave that Mayavada. Sri Ramakrishna, along with the Mayavada, explained the creation, and also we discussed about just a few sentences, Arambhavada. There are so many other Vadas are there. Vadas means the theories. And what is the theory for? Only two things. What is this creation? Why this creation? How the creation came? So that is called Veda. In Sanskrit, Veda means the philosophy or the way of thinking. Now, if I think this world as I see it is real, that is called another Veda. Now, we have discussed it already in our Sunday discourses. There are people, philosophers, who thinks that this is the right. That is called Arambhavada. Another is Parinamavada. Whether the Arambha, the first cause, is hen and the effect is the egg. Now, someone will say, if there was no egg, where from the hen came? And someone will say, if there is no hen, how the egg will be produced? So it goes like this. There is no. So Arambhavada, where from it started. And they are confused, they are going on circling with this, hen first or egg first. Like this, they call another Vada, Parinamavada. This world has been created or it has been done, made by God. How? From its own self, because except God there was nothing. How then the total change, the God has changed totally into this worldly existence? That's called Parinamavada. That cannot be. If the God has changed itself, how the milk has changed into yogurt? Now, yogurt cannot go back to the milk form again. So, if the God has changed itself or himself or herself into this worldly form, how God can go back to his own self? So, that is the Parinamavada. Then Vivartavada, slowly developed, Mayavada, that we have already discussed, and then finally comes Advaitavada. We are not going to discuss over here, just the names. Advaitavada, that we will study in the next Sunday course. That will be our, we are discussing about the philosophy, so Advaita will come there. Then Sri Ramakrishna mentioned about Purana, Tantra along with Vedanta. Purana, that is he is mentioning about the Purana, and there is actually Tantra and Bhakti and Vedanta, main three paths leading to the goal. Vedanta, then Tantra, then Bhakti. So, he said Bhakti scriptures admit that the manifestation of power are different in different beings. Manifestation of power, but manifestation is by God, from God. So, that is one thing. This has been manifested from God. Then each and every one is God? Yes. Then why one should go and pay respect to the other? That is the question. If I am also God, you are also God, all this that we see, the animals, the birds, the insects and all this, if they are God, manifestation of God, then why we should consider human being as the best? That is the question. Sri Ramakrishna giving the answer from the viewpoint of the Bhakti, admit that the manifestations of power of God are different in different beings. The best manifestation is in human being. And among the humans also the best manifestation we see in the great souls, religious souls. So, this thing, then what is the manifestation, the maximum manifestation of God? Love, unselfish love, unattached love. And that generates from what? From God. So, that is why it says all are different methods leading to the same goal. What is that goal? Mukti, liberation, God realization, etc. So, what is the mukti? Now, from our experience in this life, we know that all that we see, ultimately it comes to nothing. So obviously, after getting experienced again and again and again, getting the heart again and again, then one time the mind started thinking, enough. Now I want to go beyond this, and that is called the mumukshuta. The mumukshuta means that is the, unless and until that experience is coming, it is impossible. Those people who have not enjoyed the bhoga, all these things in the life, if you go and talk to them about the religion, it is as if you are giving a stone to a hungry person. Let them come, let them enjoy, and after the enjoyment, a time will come, they themselves will realize it is futile, it is of no use. This is not giving me the satisfaction, this is not giving me shanti, the peace. And to get the peace, most of the people, they go for different type of drugs. And somehow, they are making their brain, the thinking capacity numb. When you are not thinking and there is no problem for you, you just transform yourself into like a wood or stone, something like that. Majority of the people, maximum people, that's why it is a problem for each and every government, drug trafficking. Who are the people purchasing drug? Illiterate people? No. Ignorant children? No. They know it very well. Why they are purchasing? For the fun. And afterwards what happened? They are bound by that habit. And then the ultimate result of that habit, suffering. So why we are going to drugs? Becoming addicted to get joy. What is the result that we are getting ultimately? Suffering, terrible suffering. Each and every one in the society will turn their head from us. They won't look at us. And the whole family, the parents, they will be ashamed to introduce that child, that son or daughter in the society. And that particular person is suffering, not getting any respect from any quarters. So that is called ultimate thing, suffering. And then when we come to know about it, what is the way out? How can I go beyond this? If I am a rich man, ultimately in my old age, I find that people are not loving me, they are loving my property, they are loving my money. A person who was a powerful man, powerful person in the society, then when he retires, then he understands it was the chair, the power that he was enjoying. So people were respecting him, not for himself, but for the chair, for the power. One gentleman was telling today, when I was in power, people used to come to me. When I am not in power, nobody comes to me. I go to everyone. Now it is opposite. So now the realization comes at the fag end of our life, but that is very late. Nothing wrong in starting from there itself, but why not start early? How? By understanding, by hearing, by seeing, by experience. It is not that all the time I have to experience in my life everything, no. By hearing and seeing, we can learn. So these are the things, and that is called philosophy, the matavada, the way, go to God. Different type of people giving the this type of advices, go to God. That is the main source of creation. Somebody is giving the name God, somebody Allah, somebody Jehovah, somebody something else. The Hindus, they call it Brahman. But the same source, the center position, go over there, and that is called mukti, that is called liberation, that is called God realization. But there are hurdles. And in the words of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, in the Gospel, there are 8 fetters. Ashtabandhana, there are 8 fetters are there, and that is the main problem. Bandhana, it is binding. What are those 8 particularly? This is specifically, it is not the Vedanta, but the Tantra. They say these are the 8 fetters or the noose that is binding you. What are these 8? Grina, Lajja, Bhayam, Shanka, Jugupsha, Cheti, Panchami, then Kulam, Shilam, Tatha Jati, Ashto Pasha, Prakirtitaha. Kularnap Tantra mention these. Kularnap Tantra. This Tantra they say in this 8 way. First is Lajja. Lajja means aversion, Grina. Grina is aversion. Grina, then Lajja, aversion. I don't like this. So strong feeling, I don't like this. What happens? If we constantly thinking about, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this, I am actually going on meditating on that particular thing. And when I am going on thinking like the Ravana, he was hating Rama, ultimately what happened? He was going on meditating on Rama. In everything he was thinking, oh, this is by Rama, that is by this. So the aversion, the strong disliking and liking, this type of people cannot realize God. So that is the first thing, aversion. I hate, everything I hate, tremendous hate in the mind. With that mind you can realize God, who is all compassionate. Different type of people are coming in the different way, the different manners. These all belong to God. I have nothing to do with that. I am going towards God in my own way. I have to be satisfied. If not, constantly I am agitating my mind and going away. Lajja, the shame. When I am trying to practice, then people, oh, you are going to temple, Vedanta society? My God, hey, look at him. He is going to Vedanta society, he goes to the Swamiji, he is becoming the monk, then they will turn to his wife, hey, be careful, he is going to, all this fun, and I am shamed. No, what my friends will say, so I won't go, you are away from God. In that case, you have to take the decision. If you people can go to the hotel, if you can go and drink, if you can go and shamelessly dance, why can't I go to the temple? I will go there. So the lajja, the modesty is a good, but the lajja as because some people are talking about it. Someone commented something and immediately I was thinking that I will organize a good program, and someone commented, no, you see, it is not possible. I cancelled that. What happened? You were trying to or going to have something good. Now, just because of that someone commented, there was a Bengali poem long back we read when we were children. I want to do some good work, but I cannot do that. Why? Because if somebody will comment on that, what will happen? In Bengali they say, Pache loke kichu bole. Pache, perhaps, perchance, loke kichu bole. So that's why Sri Ramakrishna is telling, when you have decided to do something good, do that. You are not harming others. Don't bother about anything. Even your parents, your family, your relatives, your friends, your neighbors, don't bother. That's called lajja. Grina, lajja, then bhaya. When there is all the time fear, suppose I go to the temple, then what will happen? If there is, suppose God becomes angry with me, or that person becomes constantly thinking about that fear, we can never achieve anything. Constantly the fear. Some people go to the temple, to the churches out of fear. Oh, I have done something wrong. What will happen? Let me go and confession. This is not, out of fear? No. So that fear about God, it should not be. So all these things we have seen depicted in the life of one lady, Radha. That Radha, she never cared all this. Mirabai. These are the great personalities. And they were in the society. They were in the household. Why the ladies then again and again? Because they have many social bindings. Even the male folks are to some extent free. But these ladies are bound by the society's rule. Still, they are overcoming. They are going and achieving the God. So what are the noose? What are the binding? First is grina, aversion. I don't like that, but still it's okay. If they like it, let them go. That's okay. Swami Vivekananda is taking it in a different way. Accept. It's not toleration, acceptance. So that is the very higher stage. It's not the toleration. Somehow or other, our country, the rule is there, government rules are there, so I am tolerating. No, not like that. Understanding this is also a path. Swami Vivekananda, when he was very young, used to come to Sri Ramakrishna. There was a group of people and they used to worship the particular person as the God. So naturally, there are a lot of the rumors were there about their characters and all that. Young boy, he also heard about them and he started grina. Oh, they are bad people. I am not going to go to them. I don't like to listen to them. I don't like to hear their names. What Sri Ramakrishna said? This is the speciality. He said, why do you think in that way? It is also a path. Now there is a house, there is a building, and there are many doors are there one can enter. The main door is there, side doors are also there, back door is also there. In the olden days, the people used to come, scavengers, to clean the dirts from the home, from the back door. Most of the Indian the people, so they used to have the back door. The main people, the house, they never used that, only the scavengers used to come. But Sri Ramakrishna is telling, suppose you have to enter into that building, even from the back door, which most of the people are shunning now, suppose you entered into that, what is the harm? You are inside the building, inside the home. That is also a path. If you don't like, don't go. But why you are criticizing? Aversion. And these are the teachings of Sri Ramakrishna. He is the personification of parliament of religion. After a few days, we will go to attend the parliament of religion. What is the parliament of religion? It's a different type of people through different type of opinions they are having about the God, and they have formulated different paths to reach God. Okay. Now, why again and again, years after years, we have to go on? Because of the grina, because of the aversion, because of the hatred. To remove that again and again. And those who are talking about that, are they really understanding this? They should understand. And that is why the gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, this is the answer for the modern problems. At least for those who are thinking that through religion we can solve and we can develop the society, they must study the gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, an analytical study, not that page after page we read and forget. This is grina. He said 8 bandhana, ashtabandhan, quoting from the Tantra. First is aversion, then the shame, then the fear, then shanka, doubt. If I go to God, what will happen to me? Will it be this way or that way or this and that? So much of doubt is there. I have seen the life of Sri Ramakrishna. I have seen the life of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I have seen the life of Shankara. I have seen the life of Jesus, Lord Buddha. All these are standing before me. Enough. So many examples, they are there before me. Why should I have to doubt? If I go to God, it is going to be good for me. That's all. No doubt. Every doubting Thomas can do nothing. So this is the Shanka. Then Jugupsha. Jugupsha means tendency to hide. Always some people will be there, they have the tendency to hide. What you are hiding actually? Something you must have, you are having that you don't like to express before others. Why you are hiding constantly? Why you are not having the friends? Why can't you open up? No, all the time hiding and disgust. So that is the Jugupsha. They also cannot realize God. That is also a noose and that is also binding. Then Kulam, family. Again and again we talk about the Lord Buddha. Gautama was a prince. He was a king and this and that. That was there, of course. But why you have to constantly, if we are thinking it's all right, if the Gautama was thinking, I am a king, I was a king, my father was having a lot of money, if they go on thinking in that way, can never realize God. If you are trying to realize God, then you cannot drag that kulam. Kulam means the family, and so proud of the family. Oh, they are coming from very poor family and they are very nasty background. Doesn't matter at all. This is very, very important. That's why one should not ask or inquire about the family background of a monk. Or if a monk is going on telling, I used to study in this university, I have completed this paper, I had a doctorate, then this. Once he mentioned, it is okay. But again and again he is mentioning about all the family background and all this. It is impossible to realize God, because that is also a binding. Jatna pucho sadhu ko, pucho gyan ki baat. That is what they say in the traditionally, Jatna pucho sadhu ko. Why you are asking for the, in which family, in which group, and which caste? What is the nonsense you are asking about? Pucho gyan ki baat. That is the main thing. When you are talking with a monk, when you like to listen from him, ask about the religious thing, spiritual thing, philosophical thing. That is the question. So that is the test for that monk or otherwise spiritual person. Otherwise it is of no use. The kulam, and I think I told you that story when four of us, 4 monks, we went to Gangotri, and there it is so cold outside, and we are from the plain. We never saw the snow falling. That was the first experience perhaps. Terrible cold outside. So, but the person who was maintaining the ashrama, he said, you have to take the lunch, dinner, then only you will get the blankets. So that was the service. For that we were waiting. 8 o'clock there will be arati of the Ramachandra, then the food, and then only the blankets. Without blanket you cannot lie. So we were reading gospel and Bengali gospel. Not that all the Swamis were Bengali, but they knew Bengali language. So the Bengali, one Swamiji was reading. Then one brahmachari, he was going, the moment he heard about the Bengali language, Perhaps he had that idea and he stood over, hey, Swami ji log, ab log Bengal ka hai? And second question was, acha Bengali Swami ji machli ye sab khate hai na? And his voice was without microphone. It was just like the huge heavy voice without microphone, and all this, the hall like this was there, and different Swamis, different groups, they were sitting. They're very, very traditional type and narrow, segregated mind, and they think if you take a fish, immediately you lose everything. So anyway, I thought it is impossible to tell him, now that you cannot argue, immediately this thing I told, Jat na pucho sadhu ko, pucho gyan ke baad. And I had to stop him by that way. Why you are asking, talking about all these things from a monk? You are not supposed to. This kulam, Taji, Jati, Kula, Man. Every time in the evening when you are praying, the Swami Vivekananda composed Taji, Jati, Kula, Man. So that is very important. After reaching over here, most of the people, Swamiji, Bengalis will come. Swamiji, you Bengali. Swamiji, I don't know why this. So they think that as because I was born in some place, I am going on having that. No, at all. Anyone good coming to Sri Ramakrishna, accepting the philosophy of Sri Ramakrishna Vivekananda, my friend, I don't want to know where from he is coming, in which language he is speaking, what philosophy he follows. Nothing. Swami Vivekananda himself said, whoever will serve my master's cause, that means the philosophy of Sri Ramakrishna, I am the servant of his servant. He is giving the stress on his word. I am the servant of his servant. Not directly I am the servant of that particular person. Servant of that, his servant. So humble because he is taking the philosophy of Sri Ramakrishna, which can bring not only the peace but the progress for the human being. So that is why this is Kulam and Shilam. Is so modest that you don't like to speak out the truth. So courteous, so gentle, so modest. Even a person is going on criticizing, and he'll be okay, like that. No. What is truth? You have to tell the truth. Of course, in a courteous way. So this is the Shilam. If you are having that, you can never be able to realize God. The Kulam and Shilam. This is a story you know in the Sri Ramakrishna's one disciple. He was the son of a landlord, and that landlord was of Dakshineshwar. So that area was a very rich person. His son used to come to Sri Ramakrishna. Afterwards, he became the monk, Swami Yogananda. And he was very modest, courteous, gentle. And one day he was crossing the river in a boat, and some people were criticizing Sri Ramakrishna. Most of the ordinary people, without understanding anything, they like to criticize some good name, big names. If you turn to them and ask what your contribution, what you have done, nothing, zero. But they are very vocal about others. And when they were criticizing, this man was sitting over there. Then afterwards, when he reached, he came to Sri Ramakrishna and he was telling, sir, you know, those people who are talking very this way, that way, they have used this language, that language against you. Sri Ramakrishna told, what did you do? Nothing, what shall I? What is it? At least you could say the truth. Immediately he rectified, corrected him. At least you could tell the truth. No, it is not. I am going to him. I am all the time listening to him, I stay with him, I know him very closely. Why should you talk like this? But when I am quietly listening all the wrong conversation, because I am modest, because I am Sheelam, I am indirectly supporting that wrong thing. That is why this Rabindranath is also writing that if someone is doing something wrong, and even knowing that, if I am not telling anything, that's also wrong. So this is Sheelam, Tatha Jati, the race. People are so proud about their race. I belong to this. The whole Second World War, millions of people were killed because of only this one news, Jati. And this Jati means we are Aryans, we are Aryans, we are Aryans. And they are, what is this Aryans? Where from you came? And because of the geographical way, the place, because of the environment, because of the weather, maybe somebody's skin is fair, somebody is brown, somebody is black. What is that? External expression, what is that? Main is the internal thought. So that is called grina, lajja, bhayam, shanka, jugupsha, cheti, panchama, cha, iti, panchama. These are the 5. Again adding kulam, shilam, tatha, jati. These are 3, 5 plus 3, ashtaupasha prakirtitaha. They are the 8 news, the fetters. Sri Ramakrishna used the word fetters. Now we find in the Durga Puja is coming. We will be observing only the Ashtami Puja here on 20th. That's the Tuesday evening. What is the Durga Puja? Tantra. And what we find over there, the same Durga is becoming Ashtamatrika. Why Ashtamatrika? To cut asunder these 8 nooses. And this Ashtamatrika is Brahmi, Maheshwari Chvaiva, Kaumari Vaishnavi Tatha, Barahi, Narasimhi, Aindri, Chamunda, Matara Smritaha. These are the 8 mothers. The same goddess Durga, she is creating out of herself 8 different forms of divine mother. And first Brahmi, she is the power, divine power of Brahma. That's why Brahmi. So similarly, the power of Maheshwara, Maheshwari. Then Kaumari, Vaishnavi, Barahi, Narasimhi, Aindri and Chamunda. 8, these are the 8 mothers. Why? To cut asunder 8 bondages. And these 8 bondages, when it is gone, immediately the Ma Durga comes. That's why Swami Vivekananda, the very first sentence he wrote about the prayer, Khandana Bhavo Bandhana. What are the bandhans? These are the bandhans. According to the Tantra, these 8 type of mental attitudes are the bandhanas, the noose. And that is why we cannot see God. The Khandana Bhava Bandhana, then Jaga Bandhana Banditumai, the one who is worshipped by the whole world. I am also joining with the others. Please remove all these 8 bondages. Now then Sri Ramakrishna, he is talking about, and he is telling one person, one devotee, he said, Sir, please bless us. Sir, please bless us. Very common, very simple prayer. Please bless us. And Master said, God is in all beings. How? His reply is coming from Sri Ramakrishna. God is in all beings. One must pray earnestly. God is in all beings. That's why the Hindus, they worship Ganesha first. Any puja, Ganesha will be the first. Why? Because God is in all being. Gana means all. Isha means God. That God is in all beings. Why he is having the elephant face? Because the symbol of vastness, big. So that's why the elephant face. So many stories goes on, and we are learning those stories only, not understanding the philosophy. Why the God is having. If you go and tell why the God is having the elephant face, your face will be immediately someone will come and give a strong blow, and your not only face, the head will go. It's wrong. So Hindus are not so foolish. For everything they have a philosophy, and that abstract philosophy they like to put in such a way so that all can understand God is in all beings. Gana Isha, that is why Ganesha. One must pray earnestly. It is said that one can realize God by directing to Him the combined intensity of three attractions. He is mentioning that what type of desire to realize God should be. Now he says, the child attraction for the mother, husband's attraction for the wife, and the attraction of the worldly possessions for the worldly man. There are so many rich people out there, they are having so much of money, but they cannot give even a single farthing to anyone. Because they forget that they are temporary. And they think that they will continue all through. And so many in this life, we come across so many people. And there are some people very poor, but they are so broad-minded. It's okay for us. There's some of the I was reading in the one of our magazine that one Swami was quoting that one lady, when she came to know that there will be a temple, she brought some 40 rupees or something. So how come this 40 or 42? Somebody will give 50 or 100 or 25. Why the 42? Then she told, I am a beggar. Whatever I beg, a little portion I keep. Then I came to know that there will be a temple. So I thought, it's a good work. I can never do any good work in my life. Why not give this whatever I could accumulate, this money for this purpose, so that my earning will be utilized for a better cause. Look at this. Just that much. In the Mahabharata also, the Vidura was not a rich person, whereas Duryodhana, he was very rich, a king. But Krishna went to Vidura's house because he was having the love and genuineness. That is the main thing. The Sri Ramakrishna is telling the three types of attraction. Person having tremendous attraction for the money, miserly person. Person totally devoted to the wife and the child, constantly depending on the mother. These three attraction, if combined, just fill that attraction. If we can apply, then God realization is possible. There are certain signs by which you can know a true devotee of God. He is telling that so many people, they will go to the temple, all this, that's okay. But there are three signs by which you can understand who is a good devotee. What are the signs? So Sri Ramakrishna is telling, a real devotee develops the power of assimilating instruction. This is very important. understanding, assimilating instruction. Recently, we heard in the newspaper, and now it is a great news in the media. I don't know, in the newspaper they say, in the media they say, from a temple someone announced that, it is the incident in UP in India, that in the neighborhood someone has taken beef, and beef eating is not permitted over there. Not knowing perfectly, this man announced, immediately devotees, immediately all the devotees there, I don't know whether we should call them devotees or demons, but immediately they became activated, they came out, they searched that person without testing or examining whether really it was there, the beef or what. They bait him and killed him. Is this devotee? And the fellow who told over there, we are putting on a garb of maybe a religious person, not only denounced the whole Hinduism, but he is not a devotee, he proved. And these people, after listening to that man, immediately reacted, they are also not devotee at least. They are good Muslims and they can kill people, can fight with people, that's okay, but not devotee. Why? They could not assimilate the instruction. This is very important. Someone told in the name of religion, if you kill your master, then you will go to heaven. And that fellow went and killed. We know that history. Someone told, if you go and blast yourself, kill yourself, and as maximum people, innocent people, you can kill, and that fellow is also going to do that. No, they are not devotee. There may be something, but not devotee. The first thing, a real devotee develops the power of assimilating instructions. And so many ways, even the guru may say something. You have to understand, is it practicable for me? Is it possible for me? Then only I will do it. Otherwise, it is not possible. Sometimes some of our, in the name of religion, the guru will say, donate whatever you are having, give everything in the name of God. And that fellow, in the name of God, he thought the guru has given the call and he gave everything. Then with the whole family, they are on the road. No. You have to assimilate. Donation, good. But I have to understand how much. Sri Ramakrishna, he is asking a devotee, I find that you are constantly with me. Are you married? You have family? Well, yes, sir. Go back, look after them. This is called the guru. So you have to understand and then assimilate. Second, the first is the real devotee develops the power of assimilating instruction. Second, a true devotee develops the true devotion to God. The true devotion means complete faith in God. How? Now I will quote from Bhakti Rasamrit. And there the Gopinis, they say to Krishna, they were holding the hand of Krishna and they were telling, we won't let you go. Krishna, the powerful person, shook the hand and he was going away. Then the Gopinis told, Hastam utshipya yatosi balat Krishna kimadbhutam. What is wonder in it? You are a powerful person and you have taken out your hand, hastam utshipya. You have snatched away your hand forcefully. Yatosi balat. Balat means forcefully. You have taken away your hand from us. Yatosi, going away. Okay, this is nothing important. Kimadbhutam. Then they said, Hridayad yadi. Hridayat, from our hearts. Yadi niriyasi, if you can remove your thought from our hearts, Purusham ganayamite, then we will consider that you are a powerful man, a powerful person. You cannot remove. We are going to pray, we are going to meditate, we are going to think, and we are going to offer everything of our soul at your feet. Can you remove? That is called love. And love means develop true devotion to God. Devotion to God, no, true devotion. Devotion to some extent, okay, I am accepting, liking, but true devotion like this, complete faith. God must love me because I love Him. And all through my life I am going to love Him. So this is, and third is a true devotee has control his senses and subdued the lust. And this is very, very important. The devotee means control the senses and subdue the lust. And these are the three main things. That is why the Sri Ramakrishna is so unique. So those anywhere, whether Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, it is nothing. Anyone, anywhere, in any religion, if they really like to be a devotee, devoted to God, these are the three yardstick they must follow. So the first is the power of assimilating the instructions. In the scripture they say something, the guru they say something, expounder they say something, but I should understand how far I can follow that in this time, at this moment, how far I can do that. And they should understand it properly. In the Vedanta they say, and Swami Vivekananda is also telling, in everything that is the same God manifested. True. But shall I go and embrace a tiger? As because the scriptures say God is manifesting in every being, so obviously the tiger also is having the God within it. Shall I go and embrace the tiger? Guru, you told, scripture, you told. No, this is very, very wrong. You have to assimilate. This moment, tiger doesn't understand that. So I have to be very, very practical. Secondly, true devotion. That means I love God and God has no power to go away from my heart. So much confidence. And thirdly, control of the senses. And what are the control of the senses? And most of us, first and foremost, jealous. Swami Vivekananda said, jealousy is the bane of our society. That means Indian community. Why so much of jealousy? Jealousy is there present in every society. Because we were subdued by the foreign rulers for a long time. And that is why the freedom, the thought of freedom and living a free life was not allowed almost for 800 years. And that is the reason constantly, whenever there was a little opportunity, we wanted to grab that. So in vying each and others, here in America there are so many opportunities, so no problem. And when we find only one, when people are all hungry, if there is only one bread, so obviously they will run after that and trying to nudge out the others in that race to get that bread, because all of them are hungry and the supply is only very little. When for each and every one there are sufficient, same people will never behave like that. So why he said this, our constantly we are criticizing others, trying to belittle others, trying to be more ahead of others. Why these? There's a new word they have coined, rat race. I don't know when the rat they are racing, but anyway, a rat race. Mostly they will be using in Indian language, newspapers, rat race, rat race. Well, maybe we can Google search where from the word came. So this is we have to understand that these three things. This is the wonderful way the Sri Ramakrishna he is talking, and then he is speaking about a different topic that we will discuss in our next class. He is talking about the yoga and the Vedanta, and there are different yoga, Hatha Yoga and Raja Yoga. So we will discuss about that in our next class. What is Hatha Yoga? What is Raja Yoga? What is Dhyana Yoga? What are the differences? All these things we will try to understand. Let us offer our pranam to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna and we will conclude. Niranjanam Nityam Anantarupam Bhaktanukampa Dhrita Vigraham Vai Ishavattaram Parameshamidyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namamaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. I was thinking that I will shift from Tuesday to Wednesday, because